Surprise, surprise, motherfuckers. The market did what everyone on YouTube said it wasn't going to do. Oh my God! No, I'm just playing. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't base anything I say off these videos. I'm just doing it for pure entertainment purposes only. That being said, I want to jump in real quick. Obviously, there was a lot of hype, FOMO. Not, I don't know about FOMO, but a lot of hype coming into GME this week because of what they've done. Very similar, eerily similar to AMC. There's great news, good news. You get that little peak at the beginning and it drops down. Is it a sign of manipulation, fuckery, or is it just a natural pullback? People selling shares. Who knows? Honestly, who cares at this point? Because I personally believe that it's just a matter of time now. I think that you can't ignore the fact that GameStop has pulled themselves up out of debt and continuously just moving forward. They've got a lot of huge following, and people that just ain't selling. AMC, same thing. AMC is a little trailing behind just because I think that they're still trying to get out of debt, things like that. And I do think they will. I think it's going to take some time. I don't think, for them to get completely out of debt, it's going to take some years, not like months, days, weeks, or a MOAS. Those are what's going to happen. But yeah, I know a lot of people were talking about watch out today. It's gonna boom, and it still could. We're still what is it, 1:40 Eastern time. So there's still the possibility, and I do think the charts are showing strength, even though they're dipping right now. You could see a couple days of just, I wouldn't say like dumping, but nothing huge. If it goes up, it'll be a small percentage, in my opinion. Not to say that it couldn't just pop. I wish it would, because I would like to have some extra money today. But you just got to be patient. That's the thing. Is there's times like when you need money, you got things coming up, and you just gotta, step away and look at the bigger picture. Like I've got some shares that I actually sold some stuff today. Got some big winter orders that I've got to supply the store with, and that's also what I use the market for as well. It's a good savings tool if you can use it correctly. Blue chip stocks that you're not maybe completely in for life, but you say, hey man, I know this thing's pretty steady. If I can make 10% in a year, and for me that's good, because that 10% goes into my pocket, and the rest of it goes into what I was going to order anyways. So Ulta Booty's on the move, huh? Ulta Beauty is on the move. Nano Gold says, yeah, I saw, it's a while back. I saw that Warren Buffett was going to be investing into it, and I considered it, and I just slipped my mind. I haven't even thought about it, actually, until you said something about it. So I should have got in, but I don't know if I'm going to go chasing that one. I'd have to go look at it. I don't know much about it. The Great Stunner, what's up? What's happening with you, man? But yeah, GME, AMC, there was a lot of talk about GME this week going upward. And I still think it will. It's just a matter of time. GME is a different type of monster. Same with AMC. They don't work like they're supposed to. It's like when it's supposed to do something, it does opposite. But we all know. I know. I don't know about you guys, but I know that there's volatility involved. So randomly, it'll just pop. So I'm just waiting on one of those. I think it's gonna pop again soon. Maybe not as big as what happened to Roaring Kitty. Remember, he just came in and dipped again. Probably lawsuits and people attacking him. He's like, this just ain't worth it. I'm already rich, But like when he came and it jumped up to like that 60, 70 mark, and then it dumped back down. I think you're gonna see something like that again soon. Very soon, in my opinion. I don't know. It would be nicer to see it go higher. I'd like to just see that one just rocket up to a couple hundred. AMC, it's like I said, man, there's a lot of good movies coming out. There's one I was just looking at. I mean, obviously Transformers is coming out. I think that'll be a good kids movie. It's kind of a weird time of year right now, because for retail and movies and stuff like that, people are still doing it. But once that I guess spooky season kind of gets towards the tail end of it, once you start hitting the tail end of October, you start getting people that basically like get into that Christmas spirit, and it's spending and giving and Thanksgiving. Let's give thanks, and they just want to be out with their families, and that and people know that. The movie theaters knew that. Movie production companies release big movies at that time of year. I do best that time of year in my store. So the algorithms like I talked of, and the business model just doing better as far as AMC and GME. To be honest, I think November, December, that last quarter should be great. There's always going to be some sort of FOMO, some sort of FUD or whatever negativity, and honestly, you could find that with any stock. If you go Google something and search something and you have a bias, you're gonna find what you want to find. So, you know, you could use that in both ways. You don't want to be over like, yay, the MOAS is happening tomorrow. It's like GME, like this week, people were talking about it's gonna pop, it's gonna pop. It's, oh my god, they did this, they did that. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking like, man, good news. These type of plays for some reason bring negative. Well, we're not for some reason. We know why. I know why. Bring dumps, but it's going to be pretty hard to contain that one. That one I'm a little skeptical on seeing it. I mean, I know it's up. Okay, I know we're at 23 something. But in my personal opinion, with the news they had, the volume they're having, it probably should be up in the 30s right now, 40s. But it is what it is. Maybe I'm just completely wrong and I have no idea what I'm talking about. That's also possible. But I am going to check out Ulta. I know it was on the move and I know I missed out, and I don't like to go chasing things like that, but it was one of those ones that literally I read a small little title. And then I read something about Warren Buffett investing into it, and I thought, man, that might be one to go look into. Also, just for the fact that my wife and her family, they spend hella money at Ulta. So, thinking, man, that's a for now that's a decent business. We'll have to see. And I know they opened a new location, a couple new locations around where I'm at. So, obviously, they're able to open. I don't know. One I'll have to look into. I don't have a lot of details on that. I just know that the business itself seems, from an outsider's perspective, that it would be a good investment. But I'm not telling you to buy, sell, or hold because I don't even know. I don't know much about it. I know that they say it's on the move. Sometimes you got to catch it when it comes back down, because a lot of these stocks, like those quick ones like right now, you're reading Ulta Booty, you go try to jump in on it, you might get yourself a quick 10% gain, and then you start holding, getting greedy, and it dips, and the next thing you know, you're in the red for 6 months before you get back to where you're at. So be careful with those ones that are already on the move. You go chasing them, and exactly what it is. When you're chasing, you're behind. Nano Gold says they opened a new location in Mexico. Yeah, they've opened locations here in Idaho, a couple spots. I know. And let's face it, makeup is not going anywhere for a long time. It seems like that's just a important element for people. But there is other makeup stores. You got like Sephora, you got other places. But I know Ulta is like, for my wife personally, I know that we always have to stop at Ulta because we can't find what she needs anywhere else. Like $40 fucking eye makeup. $40 pencils. Anyways, yeah, but AMC, going into AMC, like I said, man, we're almost into that season. October, you start to see some improvements, but for me, like in a retail store in October is when I'm making money more than normal, but I'm spending it out also to try to and you really want to catch that November, December wave, and then let that carry you. And I'm speaking from a retail perspective, in which generally goes hand in hand with theaters, because, like I said, people are out and about, they're in the spirit, they want to spend their money, they want to enjoy people's company, and it's nothing wrong with it. I do the same thing. I go to more movies, but it's also because there's more movies available. You know what it is. There's more movies available. There's more stuff, more stock available, because these corporations that supply it know that when that's the time. That's the time to pounce if you're in retail and movies and stuff. So October, November, December should be a good quarter. Going into 2025 with AMC. Obviously, things slow down for me, anyways. Personally, January, February, and then you got March Madness for me because I'm a sports store. They pick back up. Anyways, so if you're looking at this from just strictly a stock perspective and just an investment without a MOAS or anything like that, AMC should have a good ending fourth quarter of 2024, and then going into 2025, it might be a little shaky in the beginning because all the money they have to spend. And a lot of times, like for tax purposes too, like the money you make in December, you shell out big at the end of the year because you want to make sure that, end of the year, beginning of the next year, that way you're taken care of during the slow season as well, if that makes sense. Larry Lopez's AMC's dropping. Yeah, I know. Which actually, for me, I'm hoping. I know a lot of you don't want to hear this, but I'm hoping it gets down to around like 4 because I got a bigger order I'd like to get then. I'm going to buy a couple shares now, anyways, just because it's so cheap. GameStop, probably grab one or two, probably just one to be honest, because my money's got to be, it's that time of year, and I just started investing in like in the store itself. So, like I said, I sold some random stocks this morning that were, I've been holding them for about a year and a half because I need to stock the store. But there's no way I can't not use a little smidget, like maybe a little 10% of what I sold and jump into AMC and GME. But yeah, AMC is and GME are just kind of doing what they do. There's AMC. There's not a lot of FOMO in right now. I know GME people talking about the debt that they don't have and their cash on hand. So that should, I mean, it should. GME should be like rocketing right now, in my personal opinion. I don't know what there's probably a lot of moving parts, that I don't know about. So that's the other thing. But I do think that they're going to have another, I think, personally, not financial advice, I think GME will probably have another, well, I mean, it's like any other stock. They go up, they go down, right? So I do think that it's going to have another up and probably another dump. It's just how it works. It pumps and it dumps. It pumps and it dumps. And I guess people like me were just waiting for the super pump, you know what I mean, before I dump. Larry wants to know how long I've been buying AMC. Well, a long time, since probably the initial FOMO started, before that big pump in May of 2021, I believe it was. So I'm going on about 4 years. And for someone like me, I have never bought huge lumps of it. I've always bought like a share, a half a share a day. And it's like in the beginning, I was like, oh, if I can get a couple hundred shares, I'm cool. But you just keep accumulating to where it's like, okay, yeah, I like this. Because now, the way I'm looking at it now is I got so many damn shares. If they even pump up to like 20 or 30, 40, 50, I'm like, okay, if I think there's no moass ever coming and I'm just like, I'm done with this. If I get up to 30, I could dump out and have a nice dub. But I personally think that there's going to be a squeeze. That's just me. A lot of people think it's crazy. A lot of people don't. Everyone has their own opinion on it. So that being said, I would still keep my eyes on GameStop. It went from, it had that springboard. I don't know how low it went the other week, and I didn't have the money to purchase. And I mean, I literally probably could have bought a share or two, but I was just like, I was kind of done buying for a little bit. I knew when it hit down at that lower point. I want to say it was like $19. Like, man, I should probably buy a dozen shares, just to flip. But I didn't. So here we are. With GME, I've been buying not even a full share a day. I buy about a half a share every other day for a while. So I don't have as many. And like I said, there was plenty of reasons I wasn't buying in the market. You just got to invest what you're willing to lose, and I wasn't willing to lose at that moment. I just moved stores, starting another store with other types of products and women's clothing and boots and winter and all that shit. So that's why I didn't. And that's why I always stress, don't invest more than you're willing to lose. Because if I would have lost on that, then I would have been stressed. I'd rather be stressed and being like, damn, I should have jumped in on that, than being like, damn, I don't have no money. Gotta have money, man. So, and you live to fight another day. I'm back on the Monster, by the way. Celsius is fucking my gut up. So, Monster, sponsor me, please. So that's that. I've been trying to shore up my accounts, though, trying to get out. In the beginning of this thing, I know a lot of people who are in AMC probably have about 5-6 brokers like I did. I'm trying to narrow it down to about 2 brokers. I don't want to have Too many of that stuff give you diabetes. I hope not. It's got no sugar. See? God damn, now you got me worried about me having diabetes. I don't need no diabetes. That's the last thing I need. Shit. Take another drink. Anyway, now I lost train of thought. Drink water and green tea, no sugar. I do drink a lot of water, man. I try to go through about 5, 6 of these a day. No green tea though. DJT, what do I think on DJT? DJT is another one that's just kind of volatile, man. It has its moments. I have a few shares left. That last little pump after Trump got the Evander Holyfield ear, I bought in, sold out, bought some more on this last little dump, and I'm thinking it'll go back up. If you disassociate yourself like emotionally and not like, okay, like let's say you support Trump or don't support Trump, whatever, you can still make money on the stock. I would say there's probably a lot of people that just invest because it feels like the right thing they want to do. They want to keep money in the company. I will say that DJT has been very volatile ever since it was back when it was, what was it before it was DJT? God, 2 or 3 years ago, it had a big pump. I remember making a few $100. I've made a couple hundred here and there off of it. Nothing major, but I think it's one of those ones that it's got the potential to pop at any moment. At any moment, just because he has got a huge DWAC. That's what it was. He's got a huge following, and if he gets elected, then that thing's gonna pump, I think. But it'll also, it's got its limits. I think just like with any play, being greedy is what catches even me, a lot of us. You could even say that for me as far as AMC, because there's been plenty of times where I could have dumped all my shares and made a good chunk of money and reinvested and done it again. Now, the greed, is it greed? I don't know. That's why you try not to tie your emotions with your instinct. For me, my instinct tells me just to buy. And that's it. There's other plays that I jump in and out of, but there is often times where I've jumped in and out of a play and I look back over the span of 2 or 3 years and I'm thinking, man, if I would have just accumulated shares in that one for the last 3 or 4 years, I'd be up a lot. So that's kind of where I'm at with AMC. I don't want to sell it because I as much research and DD that's been done, not just by me, but by so many people, and so many signs of things that happen, so much weird stuff that happens. It's like, man, I wouldn't want to miss that opportunity. Larry, I don't think I have, I think there's a lot of people that probably even watch my videos that have more shares than me. But it adds up. I remember when it was like 60, 50 and it was riding those for a few months, 40, and I was buying back then. I would only buy like 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 a day, you know what I mean? And it would take me like sometimes a week just to buy a share, just because I didn't want to put too much into it. It was a few bucks a day is what I was doing. And it's still, I haven't bought on a daily basis for a while now. It's just been kind of like in and out, not in and out. I'm not selling, but like, there's been times where I'm like, oh, I want to buy some, but I don't know. I went through a lot just being with my mom being sick and a lot of stuff going on with that. And then when she passed, almost simultaneously with me, and our business accusation and moves and just a lot of stuff was going on. So I haven't been buying like I was for a long time. There's probably a couple weeks straight where I didn't buy even a single share. So it felt weird because, like I said, for that previous time, it was like almost a daily thing. But now I've kind of gotten used to not buying on a daily basis. I'm still buying randomly. I haven't bought, I'll probably buy a couple today just because where it's sitting at, and I actually probably jump off and do that here soon, to be honest. Because I do think that there's a possibility that it jumps back up today. I know it's going to jump back up. I just don't know when, but there's a possibility. And then there's also the possibility it keeps dumping. I would personally, I wouldn't mind seeing it go down to like $3.50, $4, which I don't think it'll go that low, but I would like to, just because it's so much easier to buy shares at that point. and I don't think that it'll stay there, not at all, But I think there's a lot of times that it gets dumped down there just to, I don't know if it's to scare people out of it or it's just a natural motion, and for some reason it's doing that. I don't know. But for me personally, when it gets, even now, it's still a buy. When I would say it's a buy for me all the way up to $100 a share, unless there was if I had no concept of a squeeze or suppression or dark pools or manipulation or any of that. If I had no thoughts or anything like that, I would think it was a buy up to like 15, 20. This is my thoughts. My opinion. It means nothing because I'm not a financial advisor. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, I would still keep alert on GameStop just because it's well, I mean, it's done what it's done before. It's had big jumps, it's had big pumps, and it's definitely got the potential to do it right now. But I've got like 6 online orders that come in right now as we speak, so I've got to go package and get things shipped out. So what time is it? Yeah, I'd like to get it out. Well, my mailman comes, maybe I can get it to him. So I'm gonna try to get my packages shipped out, everything ready to go. But hopefully you guys have a good day. Be blessed. Remember, everything I say here is just my opinion. Don't take anything to heart because this definitely could be wrong. But like I said, I'm staying alert to GME and AMC still. Nothing's changed for me. It's just a buy and hold until it's a mo ass or no ass, basically. But have a good day. Be blessed, and let's get her soon. Peace.